Before you do anything else, go down into the comments section and let the community know why you watch Dragon Ball fan manga videos, why you read Dragon Ball fan mangas, because in this video I will tell you exactly why I do, and I will tell you why the Dragon Ball fan manga community is an integral part of the Dragon Ball community as a whole.
Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
March 25th, 2018, the final episode of Dragon Ball Super airs. Despite its highs and lows, we were all extremely excited for the Tournament of Power to finally come to its conclusion. But at the same time, we were all extremely saddened because Dragon Ball Super had ended and we didn't know what was to come next. And what came next was Dragon Ball Heroes. And Dragon Ball Heroes is, well, Dragon Ball Heroes. After Dragon Ball Heroes, Dragon Ball Super Broly was finally announced, and the whole community was extremely excited. There was a breath of fresh air and revitalization because all we had gotten up to that point was Dragon Ball Heroes, and Dragon Ball Legends, the game, had just dropped. But the amount of videos and coverage that you can do on just Dragon Ball Super Broly trailers and some things that are coming out on Twitter isn't that much. It gets stale very quickly, and that's exactly what happened to me. There was a lot of saturation with Dragon Ball Super Broly videos, and I kind of wanted to pull myself out of that and do something else, but I didn't know exactly what else to do, seeing as how the only other Dragon Ball property was Dragon Ball Heroes at the time. And then I read Dragon Ball Super X, the first ever Dragon Ball fan manga that I completely and utterly fell in love with. This fan manga had everything that I wanted from Dragon Ball Super. It felt like something out of the older Dragon Ball Z stories. It was following Kaba, which is a character that is extremely disappointing in Dragon Ball Super, and gave him his own arc. He was actually relevant. He had a story that was interesting, and we got more fleshing out of Universe 6. Plus, we still got to see our heroes from Universe 7. I gotta say, this story brought me into the Dragon Ball fan manga community. I was extremely excited to cover even more and get to the next chapter, and then I started covering other fan mangas such as Dragon Ball Unguarded, Dragon Ball Rebirth, Dragon Ball Apocalypse, and just week after week I kept finding new and exciting Dragon Ball fan mangas, all the way up to Dragon Ball S, to the more obscured romance Dragon Ball novels. And then I met my good friend the Dragon Ball Guy 75 and was welcomed into the Dragon Ball fan manga Discord, and there I became a part of an excited and hyped up Dragon Ball community, revitalized with all these Dragon Ball fan mangas and all these projects. They were extremely loving to properties that looked as good as Dragon Ball AF and anything that comes from Young Gigi, all the way up to these more obscure and not as well or professionally drawn Dragon Ball fan mangas that still have a lot of heart and soul behind them, even though the artistic skills aren't on the same level as, say, Young Gigi's are. But for anybody that puts themselves out there and decides to create a Dragon Ball fan manga, whether the art is there or not, but creates a cohesive and interesting story, the small Dragon Ball fan manga community that we owned respects those artists and those creators regardless. And that's one thing in this community that is not in short supply, and that is respect. Everybody from the occasional Dragon Ball fan manga reader to the more hardcore Dragon Ball fan manga reader and collector like the Dragon Ball Guy 75, and the respect, the love, and the hype that permeates through the fabric of this community It's peerless. There is no peer, and that's something that is special to this niche community, and that is why it matters. That is why it is an important part, an integral part of the larger Dragon Ball community. Honestly, if you want to know how important the community is to the greater Dragon Ball fandom, you don't have to look any further than Toyo Utada, who is the creator of Dragon Ball AF, which arguably is the most popular, longest running Dragon Ball fan manga, and this guy is now running the official Dragon Ball Super manga, and more than likely is going to be the successor to Akira Toriyama himself. So in the end, I just gotta say, be proud to be in this community, because you're the one that built it. And for all those who are interested in joining the Dragon Ball fan manga Discord, I always have the link in the description below. This is Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.